We're going to start recording this in a minute here, so if you could find your way to a table. There we go. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, all, and welcome everyone to our 2023 Ability Awareness Rally. I'd like to welcome you on behalf of Oakland Community Health Network. My name is Adam Genovi. I am the Chief Operations Officer here at OCHN. So it is my pleasure to welcome you all here today. A special quick welcome and thank you to John Young from our board. Thank you for being part of this. We always appreciate having our board as part of our events. So March is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, and we're very excited to have you here in person. We're excited to have all of you that are here online. You are examples of what happens when we see people first and focus on strength and skills. I want to recognize each of you here today for your involvement and commitment to all people living with intellectual and developmental disabilities and striving to achieve community involvement, lead independent lives, and advocate for the rights and what they believe in. We are going to hear from an amazing speaker here today, so I'll be brief because you didn't come here to see me, you came here to see our speaker. And we're going to meet some people who are true champions of ability and learn about community engagement and talk a little bit. Louder? Okay. I'll try my big boy voice. How's that? I'm not going to start over again, though. I also want to mention that our micro-enterprise vendors are located at tables around the room, so take some time to visit and see what they have and talk to them about their crafts and what they've been doing. Also with community engagement, we have our OCHN Wellness Center, which is here in our building, so we'd love for you to take a stop in there. It is available to use for all the people who we serve who are enrolled in our services. It's actually a really nice gym. We have staff in the building that use that as well, some great equipment. So I'd love for you to walk by and take a look at that at some point today. And then again, to please feel free to visit our booths, and let's get started. It is my pleasure to introduce Carrie Girdman. Did I get that right? Nice. To talk about community engagement and special opportunities available in our wonderful community and beyond. She has been a recreational therapist for 30 years, working primarily in community-based settings in Southeast Michigan. In her previous roles, she has been instrumental in developing programs in aquatic therapy, therapeutic horseback riding, adaptive gardening, and inclusive art programs. Her current position in the Recreation and Health Services Director at Disabilities Network Eastern Michigan, or DNEM as they call it, a center for independent living serving Oakland County, Macomb County, and the 5 counties of the Thumb. During her time at DNEM, she has implemented numerous activities and adaptive recreation programs for people with disabilities, including adaptive kayaking, art, golf, gaming, yoga, therapeutic drumming, and diverse ability outdoor recreation days. Carrie has a passion about community collaboration, adaptive recreation, and fun, which is extremely important. Carrie grew up in Michigan and currently resides in Lake Orion, home of the Dragons. When she is not at work, Carrie enjoys many recreational activities, some of which are traveling, hiking, painting, reading, and spending time with her friends. So, please give Carrie a big round of applause as she comes up here.
Well, I don't have a problem because I'm not as tall as him, so you can hear me just fine. It's right here. Hi. Oh, you're just going to move it for me. That's right. That's great. So, as he said, my name is Carrie Girdman. I am the Recreation and Health Services Director at Disability Network Eastern Michigan, which I'm going to tell you a little bit about because it is a center for independent living. Centers for independent living are one of the best kept secrets in the disability community. I had no idea what they even were, even though I spent 17 years working at MORC as a recreational therapist. So a lot of the programs that he mentioned in the bio, those are things I did at MORC, which was a wonderful opportunity to be creative with programming. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about all of the offerings that you can take advantage of in Oakland County and encourage everyone to get out there and re-engage with their community. Who am I telling to move forward? Thank you. So this is the Disability Network team. We serve 7 counties, which is Oakland, Macomb, and the 5 counties of the Thumb. and you can move forward. That's a picture of us at the ADA celebration in Port Huron last summer. So our mission is we are committed to promoting inclusion for all by breaking down barriers and opening paths towards independence and personal choice through resources, advocacy, information, support, and education. But basically, what does that mean? Who do we serve? We serve anyone with a disability, birth all the way through your life. So you just have to reside or work in one of the counties that we serve. And we usually work on an independent living goal with you. But that's really simple because when you do something with me, it's usually I just want to get out there and be social. Like Cindy is participating in some of our programs virtually, and I had never met her, but she has a social goal with us. So we have 5 core services, and I'm telling you this because this is a great resource for employees, supports coordinators, and consumers. So we provide advocacy. We get a lot of phone calls for people that they're just not sure what to do. We advocate at the state, federal level for people with disabilities, but we also do a lot of training on self-advocacy, how to advocate with your landlord maybe, or your neighbor or your workplace. So the second core service we have is information and referral. I lead that team. It's a team of 6 people who answer the phones. But what they do is they provide resources. We have pages and pages of resources for all 7 counties. So if you call, we get everything from, I lost my dog, I don't know what to do, to we get a lot of housing, accessible housing. We want to know the resources for that. So we send you out to agencies. We help you complete forms. We give you information that you need. Independent living skills training. We do have a little apartment, so we can help people become independent, do some assessments to see if you're ready to live on your own, some trainings for maybe going off to college or living independently, and then adaptive recreation falls into that category. We also have peer support programs, so we have 5 or 6 different peer support groups that we run monthly, and those are all available right now virtually, so you can participate from anywhere. We have a women's with disabilities, an LGBTQ plus with disabilities, a parents with disabilities support group. I'm missing a few. There are flyers on the back table that is just a plain table back there, and I brought our peer support flyers for you to take with you if you'd like. And then finally, we do transition services, which means we help transition people from living at home out to living independently. We also have a team of people that help move people who are on Medicaid from long-term care out into living independently. So I already talked about that. Additional services, we have a loan closet. We help people with Medicare, Medicaid applications and support. We have an elder abuse program where we go into long-term care settings and provide education on prevention of elder abuse and neglect. We have living well programs. We have people that help you with benefits planning. Are you sure if you can work? And what that's going to do to your benefits, we help you with that. We also have ASL classes, and those are free and virtual. We have a certified ASL instructor on staff, and we do assistive technology assessments for people, and we'll suggest assisted technology for you. All right, now the fun stuff. Those chairs are real wheelie. Okay, so adaptive recreation. So this is a picture of us. Is Sandy in it? No, you can't see Sandy. So Sandy Dory is here today, and we do a lot of partnering with her, which I'll mention. Sandy is the recreational therapist with Oakland County Parks, and we like to use her parks and her. So adaptive recreation, that's a picture of us doing kayaking. You can keep going. Okay, so we provide education. We provide assistive technology so that you can basically do any activity you want to. I just did snow skiing this last winter, January and February. We did adaptive downhill skiing. You can be in a wheelchair and go down. You can be able to move half your body, all of your body. You can have a cognitive disability. basically my job is to figure out how do we get you participating so that you can lead a happy life. Because there are people out there that will help you to get a job. And that might contribute to your happiness. And it will certainly contribute to your independence. But I think there are less people out there that are concerned about your social interaction and your leisure lifestyle. What do you do once you have that money? What do you do for friendships? So those are things that I'm really passionate about. After the education, we provide opportunities for participation, and we have adaptive arts and crafts group. I have a kiln, so we do pottery programs. We do the downhill skiing. We have 6 kayaking workshops every summer. There are 2 in Oakland County. Again, we have flyers on those in the back. Adaptive yoga, which we do in person in our Troy office. We also do it virtually. And Disability Days, which there's a big flyer that just came out. Sandy doesn't even have it yet. We have our flyer for we have an Oakland County that's going to be at Independence Oaks, and we have a Macomb County one, and then there will be one at Kensington Metro Park as well. And that's an opportunity for you to come out with your friends, with your families, try archery with all of the equipment you need to be able to do it. Try kayaking, cornhole, accessible fishing, and boat rides. So we do that in three counties this year. We're hoping to expand it into other parts of the state. We have accessible cooking classes. Sometimes I do that virtually, and I've actually had quite a few people just participate virtually, and it's a nice social program. We do a virtual game night where we do trivia, and sometimes we do sing-alongs. And then this summer, we're providing 2 adaptive golf clinics, one in Oakland County at Red Oaks and another one at Fern Hill Golf Club in Macomb County. These are pictures of some of the adaptive art programs. You can see that's Pharaoh. He's one of our friends that he uses an adaptive brush holder to participate. And the other woman is someone who is from Ruth Peterson Senior Center in downtown Pontiac. So I go there and provide programs as well. Disability Day, these are pictures of people participating in the archery programs. This is where I talk about Sandy. I didn't know she was going to be here. I'd make her come up and speak. But we partner exclusively with Oakland County Parks to provide a lot of inclusive programs. But I want you to know, Oakland County Parks, we are so lucky. There is only one other parks program in Michigan that has a recreational therapist, an adaptive recreation person on staff. And so we're really lucky to have that in Oakland County. She has all kinds of special events and programs, and she's always available to adapt for your needs. So all you have to do is let them know you're coming to a park, and they'll have the correct equipment waiting for you there. They have golf carts that are single rider, so it'll lift you up if you are a wheelchair user. They have the adaptive archery equipment. They have an accessible pontoon boat. What am I missing, Sandy? You have a lot. She said that's good. A lot. And they also have a lot of unique programs like the Dreams and Wings program, where children with disabilities get to have an experience in an airplane. They have Disability Dirt Days. If you haven't been to those, they're amazing. There are 4 Sundays that we do that throughout the year, 2 in the spring, 2 in the summer at Holly Oaks, which is an ORV park. And tons of volunteers come out. They're so excited to provide people with all types of disabilities and experience going off-roading, and you can pick like as scary as you want to be. If you want it to be really, what is a side-by-side, or if you want it to be in a real vehicle, which was what I would choose, like a Jeep with 4 doors and a roof. A marshmallow drop this year, they're doing an accessible marshmallow drop, which, is what it sounds like. A helicopter drops marshmallows on Good Friday, and 5,000 people go and get the marshmallows. We're doing an accessible one after the big one so that it's, inclusive. All right, let's see. Accessible equipment, I mentioned that Sandy has a lot of accessible equipment available. We have outriggers. If you're kayaking, if you think that's not for me, you'd be surprised. We have outriggers which stick out from the kayak that make it stable. We have tandem kayaks, which are double kayaks, so two people. If you're someone that doesn't want to paddle, you can sit with someone else and make them do all the work. Or we have tow ropes. If you get tired, we get halfway out there, we'll just tow you back. We have specialized seating. We use a lot of foam and duct tape. So we love every type of body. It's what we're made to do, really. This is what we love to do, is problem solve and help people with disabilities get out there and enjoy nature. So I'm already done, pretty much, almost. I want to just encourage everyone to engage with your community. Get out and enjoy. Troy Parks and Rec has an adaptive program. Southfield Parks and Rec has an adaptive program. I just mentioned Oakland County Parks. They have 16 special events. They have dances, and then we have programs at Disability Network. I know the Art Experience has programs. There is an iFly program I just learned about at the I think it's called iFly is actually the name of, and they'll provide days. It's where you fly, like in a tube, and you put on a little suit and you go flying up in the air. So it's kind of like parachuting, but safer. And they are completely inclusive. They have days where you can go with your family, and they have adaptive equipment. We're looking at rock climbing, because one of the people that came this summer, she loves rock climbing, and she got cancer, and one of the side effects from her chemotherapy is she became paralyzed from the armpits down. But we got her in the kayak, then we got her on some hand cycles at the Diversibility Day, so she was able to see that she could do that again with her husband. We loan out that equipment as well. We have a couple tandem bikes that we're waiting to get in March. And those are part of, it's called Charlotte's Tandems program. They run it out of Chicago, and they're expanding it into Michigan. So we will have those tandem bikes, and it's free. You can just rent this bike if you're going on a vacation, or if you want to use it for the summer, it's yours for free to use. We also have a beach bike that is really nice, because if you go to let's say you spend a week in Port Austin with your family, and you are a wheelchair user, and you can't get to the beach. You got this beautiful home, but you can't get to the beach, this great Airbnb. Now you can, because you can come and you can just we'll loan you this really expensive beach bike, and it goes right out into the sand, right out into the water, and it even floats, so you can stay in it if you want to. It's like a little spa. So I want you to engage with what is out there. My cards are back there, as well as a lot of flyers, but we're creating things all the time. If I have someone contact me, like Lorraine that I was just talking about, who did kayaking and hand cycling with us, and said, but my real love is we used to rock climb. Like, oh, we don't have mountains in Michigan, but in Troy, we have, Granite City, Rock City, it's something. Planet Rock, thank you. I think Granite City is a bar. Planet Rock. So Planet Rock, my next plan is to work with them and provide the adaptive equipment, and I'll learn how to do it. Then we'll train them, and we'll give them the equipment so they can run the inclusive programs. I want you to learn what's out there. That's the other thing. Learn what you can do in your body, because every body can do everything, just with some adaptions. And there are people who love to adapt. So, and then to socialize. After the pandemic, I would just want to emphasize how important it is to just get out there. We are still running a lot of virtual programs. So if you're worried, because it's almost scarier sometimes, you open up Zoom and you're like, who's on the other side of this? You can keep your camera off. It's okay. We're not going to call on you. But I have been surprised. We have virtual game night once a month, and I'm surprised how many people. I'm pretty close with these people. I never met Cindy. I just hugged her, because you get to know people virtually just as easily as you do in person. So I want to encourage you to socialize and then to grow. Try something new. If you've never done kayaking, or if you thought, oh, I wonder if I can do an ORV and go on that dirt day, give it a try. We're not going to make you. If you show up to do something and it's really just not fun for you, then eat a free hot dog. It's just okay. You know, like we have free food too, so there's always that. So these are our offices. So we have 4 offices. The main office is in Troy. That's where my office is. And of course, this is Oakland County. So that's where I live most of the time. And is that it? That's it. That's our website. Again, my business cards are on the back. And we really hope that we see you this summer at some of our events. We would love to have you. And there's a calendar of events, so if you go onto our website and you go to the calendar, all of our activities are on there. Most of Sandy Dory's, I usually don't have a problem with being loud. Yeah, so the calendar on our website, you can go right to that. You can click on any link, and all of the kayaking workshops are already on there. If you click on it, it takes you right to the registration forms. You fill out the forms right then and there. Everything's free. Sandy Dory's, most of her special events are on there as well, because anything we partner with, we put on our website. So anything I mentioned today is on our website calendar, but Sandy's website is probably oaklandcountyparks.org. Yeah, good guess. So all of her events are on her website. Yeah.
Do you have any volunteer opportunities?
I would love volunteers. I know we need them for the marshmallow drop. I know we need drivers, anyone who wants or has like a ORV or Jeep or anything for dirt days. We could use them for the diversability days. Those are those outdoor recreation events. So yeah, and kayaking. And we have things that you can do that are not, you don't have to be a kayaker. There are other things you can do, like help us move equipment and register people and get forms signed. So, good questions. Anyone else? All right. Thank you for having me. Thanks.
Sound like quite a few people there. I was on the team. Thank you out there for that.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Suzanne Weiner, and I'm the Director of Communications here at Oakland Community Health Network. Wasn't that an amazing presentation? Who knew? Yeah, go ahead. Another clap for Carrie and Sandy and all of the great programming that we have in our community and beyond. That adaptability piece of it, so that there's that community engagement, is so essential. And that is why we wanted to bring this to you, so that you know, yeah, let's start to engage again. I know we kind of went through a tough time the past couple of years, and in all actuality, this is our first time in person since 2019. We had the event in March 2019, had about 100 people here, and then we were home the week after. And then we have been virtual ever since. So it's so nice to have everybody in person, have a nice group of people in person. It's just wonderful to see everybody. And then, of course, our micro enterprise back again. We'll hopefully expand that even more for the next time around. But it's great to be together and hear about these community engagement opportunities. Another really important piece of this program is honoring our abilities champions. And we know all of you are abilities champions, so we'll get to you eventually over the years, but we have two wonderful individuals who are being honored this year for their abilities and the things that they do, what they bring to the community. So we're going to go ahead and get started and honor our two abilities champions. All right, I am going to bring Lori Lindstrom up to the podium, and then Amelia, you can go ahead, come on up too. And I'm going to have Lori go ahead and introduce herself, and then she's going to introduce our abilities champions for community living services. Lori, I'll let you take the mic.
Hi, everyone. Always nice to be here. And I am Lori Lindstrom from Community Living Services, and I have the privilege of introducing Amelia Jacobs, who is our nominee for Abilities Champion for Community Living Services. Amelia, why don't you come on up? And we nominated Amelia because she's living her best life, which is what we want for everyone who's receiving services, to live their best life. Amelia's passionate about her advocacy and about her life, and everything that she has to do, she has done with the support of her family. And she's going to tell you a little bit about herself now. All right? I think this is, okay. With me?
Hi. I just want to say thank you to Lori for that lovely introduction. And yes, I am very passionate about my life. My upbringing was a very traditional one, being that my mother has 3 children and she never treated me any different or tried to treat me any different. So I was taught that I had to go at 14 and get a job. And I've worked ever since. And then I went to school for social work and got my bachelor's degree in social work, and now I am a independent support coordinator with CLS, so I get to do that. And thank you to my friends and family who are basically my staff, because my best friend who's been my best friend since I was 11 is now my staff, so she's awesome. And then my baby sister, who is awesome, and she tries to help out when she can, and she even moved closer to be near me and my mom so we could help take care of me and my mother, who's older now. So she takes care of both of us, and I get to help raise my nieces, who I love dearly and who love riding on the back of the chair and would love to be here today to cheer me on. So, yep, thank you for this honor.
Wow, Amelia truly is inspiring, isn't she? Another round of applause for Amelia. Great accomplishments. Sounds like she has great friends, great family, and working with some great people at CLS. And I love how her equipment was adaptable. See, it just goes to show how that works, and it's that community engagement and getting people involved. Well, we also have another abilities champion we would like to honor today, and I'm going to go ahead and bring Lindsay Calcaterra up to the mic, and she's going to introduce herself, and she's going to bring the Easter Seals Mort Abilities Champion and tell us a little bit about him.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Lindsay Calcaterra, the Vice President of Communications at Easter Seals Mort, And it's my honor today to present our abilities champion, Andrew Woods. When I started to learn about Andrew's story, a theme that really emerged was one of resilience. He was born with DeGeorge syndrome, which is a condition that causes a variety of physical and developmental challenges. Before he was even 3 years old, he underwent 3 significant surgeries to correct a cleft palate and to repair holes in his heart and esophagus. Despite developmental and learning challenges brought about by his disability, as well as some struggles with anxiety and depression, Andrew made it through school and graduated from Bay City Central High at the age of 19. He then moved to Oakland County, where he lived in a group home for a while and eventually moved in with his niece, where he has his own apartment within their home. He began getting involved in the community, and he got a job as a courtesy clerk at Kroger. Then in January of 2022, Andrew was traveling back from a visit with his father in Bay City when he and some of his family members were in a terrible car accident. Andrew suffered a major concussion, multiple broken bones, and was in a coma for several days. He spent some time in a rehab facility, and while it's been a long road to recovery, once again, Andrew persevered. Since the accident, his whole outlook on life has changed. He's much more social. He's obsessed with being healthy and working out. He joined a walking club with seniors at the Oxford Community Center. He volunteers at the Oxford Community Garden and with the children's program at his church. He's receiving support from his support coordinator, Mark, who's here today, and his peer mentor, Amy. And they're currently working with Michigan Works to help him find a job back in the community since the accident. Andrew used to struggle a lot with anxiety and depression because he felt like people only saw him, as his disability. But with everything he's overcome, and as he's continued gaining independence, he now sees a purpose for his life. He's happy and smiling again. He loves country music and dancing and going to the movies. He's learned to see the good in himself, and his story is really a reminder to all of us to see the good, the talents, the value, and the abilities of those with disabilities in our community. So it's for his many successes and everything that he's overcome, the resilience that he's shown, that we're proud at Easter Seals Morgue for Andrew to be our abilities champion. You want to say something? Yeah.
Hi, my name is Andrew Woods, and I would just like to start off by saying thank you to all my friends and family for being here today. It means a lot to me that you can make it because you are my support circle, and I could not have got this far without you. Also, I want to give a big thanks to Morg for having Amy and Mark as my peer mentor and case manager. If it wasn't for them, I could not have heard about the ceremony or even been nominated, so I'm very proud and excited. And also, for those of you I may not know in all my life, I still consider you as family of Christ. So I thank you for being here and supporting me so I can get to know you and build friendships. And also, I would like to thank the Jacob side of my family for sticking in there and hanging in there until the bitter end. I know there's been some rough roads and we've had a lot, but again, we're family, so I understand. I also like to thank the Wood side of the family for showing me lessons along the way and showing me what not to do. And also being there in hard times, especially my sister Carrie and my brother Dave. They were always there to support me and show me love. So, I have one more thank you, and it's an important one to me. It means a lot, and I might choke up this thing. I'd like to thank Rob and Sarah for, again, hanging in there and just being there for me when I need them. And again, I know we butt heads understandably, but a fantastic season through, and it was a Woods doesn't give up when he's tired. The Woods gives up when he's done. And we may not always understand God's reasons for what he does in our life, but I have faith that he always has their best interests in them. So I'm with you till the end, pal. Thank you.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Wow, what a story, huh? Speaking of, it sounds like Andrew likes physical activity, which is great. That brings up the point that we have our wellness center here at OCHN. We'll be offering tours. Once the program's going to be done shortly, so once we're done with the program, we'll be offering tours of the wellness center. We have flyers out there about the wellness center, so if anyone is interested in bringing some groups here to utilize the center, we would welcome that. Great stories. We have two wonderful champions. And again, like I said, I feel like we're all champions. Lots of our micro-enterprise, our champions, we're all champions here. And you should all celebrate yourselves this month, today, this month, all year long. I am going to bring Adam Genovi back up, and he's going to do some closing remarks. And then we'll have an opportunity to purchase items from our micro-enterprise, have conversations, tours of the Wellness Center. So, Adam?
Thank you. All right. Well, my job's easy. I just want to say thank you again for coming. Thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you to Andrew and Amelia. Thank you to our board, John Young, for coming. And thank you for Morgan CLS. Thank you guys for the work you do. You know, it's... we're here in the tower, and you guys do the work, and we just appreciate your partnership and how you serve the families and the individuals that we work with. So thanks again. Really appreciate your time today. Go to the gym.
Anyone interested in the tour for the Wellness Center? We'll meet over at the front, the table.